Welcome to Activities to Do at Home. This information is for people living with dementia and their care partners for those times when you are required to stay home and cannot participate in your regularly scheduled activities. This could be due to illness or injury, wildfire smoke, weather events, and currently, due to the COVID-19 virus, we are all being asked to stay at home to keep ourselves and others safe. For most of us, that means we have many hours each day to fill that were once previously occupied by activity of some sort. In an effort to find ways to pass the time at home and maintain well-being, many people are looking for inspiration and strategies to create more meaningful activity in their days. We will discuss different types of activity and how these can be adapted and done at home. Specifically, we will look at purposeful activities, physical activities, entertaining and stimulating activities, and social activities. And throughout, we'll look at the benefits and importance of creating a daily routine that includes all of these kinds of activities to maintain your health and well-being during the time that you are required to stay at home. Activities include almost everything that we do in our life. Our jobs, our roles in the home and family, leisure time, self-care, and all of the other things that we do in a day. Activities are much more than just a way to occupy time. They provide an opportunity for meaningful experience and purpose. The restriction of having to stay at home means we must adapt activities and create new routines to ensure that our needs continue to be met during the time that we are required to stay home. Keep in mind that there is no such thing as a dementia activity. No one activity is ideal for all people with dementia because everyone is unique with a different personality, interests, past experiences, and abilities. In adapting and creating activities for a person living with dementia at home, we should try to create opportunities for success. People living with dementia often find everyday activities increasingly difficult and feel badly for not being able to do what was once effortless. It can be very frustrating to no longer be able to engage in a spirited political discussion or to follow a familiar recipe for dinner. That's why failure-free activities for people with dementia are so important. They always come out right, no matter what, and being happily engaged in a satisfying activity can reduce stress and improve well-being. So how do you create those opportunities for successful activities? Focus on remaining skills and match the activity to the person's abilities. Keep in mind changing abilities that might impact participation and that abilities can change day to day. This might mean adapting as things change. For example, someone who used to cook elaborate dinners may still enjoy and gain a sense of accomplishment by helping with tasks they can still do, such as cutting the vegetables for the soup, setting the table, or washing up after dinner. Try to be open to asking for or accepting help and guidance if you find you can no longer accomplish tasks that you used to be able to do. Be easy on yourself. The changes you are experiencing are a result of the changes in your brain. Focus on the individual's personality and preferences. Make sure the activity matches the person's interests and seems meaningful or rewarding to them. Keep in mind that because of dementia, a person's preferences may change. They may be open to trying things that they would not have considered previously. For example, Mrs. Smith has crocheted every evening for most of her adult life. Since her dementia has progressed, she can no longer follow a pattern or keep track of the stitches. She was becoming frustrated every evening, and this was causing daily stress for both Mrs. and Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith remembered that Mrs. Smith had always enjoyed coloring with their grandchildren when they used to visit. So one evening he suggested they get out the box of old coloring books and pencil crayons. This brought back wonderful memories for the couple of times when their grandchildren were small, and Mrs. Smith has been coloring after dinner every day since, and she takes great pride in the pictures she's created. If you are a care partner, suggest an activity that both you and the person living with dementia will enjoy. Supported activities will allow the person to continue to engage in things they enjoy, and activities often become more meaningful when they're done together. Structure and routine help to orientate the person living with dementia. Having to stay at home and not being able to participate in your regularly scheduled activities has created disruption and left many holes in people's daily routines. Consider the activities you can implement at home to maintain a similar routine that will provide similar benefits. For example, if you previously attended a Minds in Motion class every Monday afternoon, explore options for getting physical exercise at home on Monday afternoons. If you used to have coffee with the guys at Tim Hortons every Friday, explore options for connecting with one or all of them via the phone or an online meeting platform. Change is hard. It is even more difficult for people living with dementia. Our ability to successfully manage change depends on our ability to adapt. It's okay to be sad or angry that your daily routine has been disrupted and to miss your regularly scheduled activities and friends. But in order to stay healthy and well, we must be proactive in adapting to change. Many people feel helpless and frustrated when required to stay home, but it can be empowering to recognize that you have a lot of control in determining how you spend your days, the effects that the activities you choose on your well-being, and the ability to manage your time at home. Establishing a consistent routine that meets your needs by including meaningful activities can help to maintain your health and well-being through this challenging time and give you back a sense of control. If you are watching this webinar, you are probably looking for ideas for activities to fill some of the time that you are now spending at home. Ask yourself, do I do at least one thing a day that falls into each of these categories? Categories include something that creates a sense of purpose, something that promotes health and well-being, something that stimulates or entertains you, something that enables social connections, and something that allows for rest and relaxation. Your well-being and health, and if you're a caregiver, that of the people you care for, is dependent on these needs being met through activity. Creating a daily routine that ensures all of these needs are met and then sticking to it will help you get through your days at home. So now that we've established that activities are much more than just a way to occupy time and that they provide an opportunity for meaningful experiences, let's look at different ways that we can engage in activities that give us purpose, meet our basic daily needs, and fuel our spirit, and support people living with dementia to do so. As dementia progresses, a person's ability to participate in different activities will change. Adapting activities to their changing abilities and remaining flexible are key to helping the person living with dementia to remain engaged in a variety of activities that are meaningful to them. Let's now consider activity through this lens of meaningful experiences. As humans, we all have a need for purpose. In a time when things have changed quickly, routines and networks have been lost, support has been reduced, and there is anxiety about an uncertain future, our need for purpose, our need to do something, may be higher than usual. Not all activity has to be fun or entertaining to be good for us. Accomplishing a task and knowing we did something to contribute provides a sense of purpose to our days. These activities could include things like washing the dishes, cleaning the windows, or folding towels. It is important that the person living with dementia is tasked with activities that match their abilities to ensure success and to create a sense of accomplishment. Caregivers can provide encouragement and in fact may have to encourage a lot if the person living with dementia also experiences decreased initiative to begin or complete a task. But a completed job with lots of appreciation expressed for help can go a long way to creating a sense of purpose for the person living with dementia. Here are some tips for activities that provide a sense of purpose. Do tasks around the house together. If the person living with dementia cannot put together the steps to do the laundry, do it together, or ask them to fold the laundry if they can. If cleaning the bathroom is too complicated of a task, ask them to clean the mirrors while you take care of the sinks in the toilet. Make a to-do list together and cross the items off as you complete them. This is a visual reminder of the contributions made and a job well done. Make your to-do list realistic and doable. Set everybody up for success and to feel good at the end of the day. You can always make a new list tomorrow. Let the person you live with know that you appreciate all that they do to contribute. This applies to everyone. We all have a need to have a purpose and feel appreciated, and you can give that to each other right now while you're staying at home. Taking care of our physical health during stressful and uncertain times is crucial to maintaining our ability to cope with change, manage losses, and stay well. Physical activity allows us to expend energy, which is good if we are feeling restless or bored from being at home all day. Currently, some people may be able to go out for a walk in their yard or even in their neighborhood if safe physical distances can be maintained. If you are able to get out and walk safely, try to enjoy the moment. Breathe in the air and get moving. If you have difficulty remembering to keep safe distances from others, ask someone you live with to walk with you to remind you if necessary. Some people, however, may not be able to safely go outside right now. Others may be looking for options on top of walking to keep moving, now that their regularly scheduled physical fitness activities in the community have been suspended. There are many activities people can do at home to keep active. It is important to consider what will be safe for you and the person you are caring for. Consider physical abilities and ensure that the environment is safe for the activity before beginning. Some ideas I have heard about for physical activities at home are dancing. This can be done sitting if balance or safety is a concern. We know that music can lift our spirits and literally move us. Even singing and clapping along to your favorite song is enough to get your heart rate up for a few minutes. Soup can weights. Soup cans make excellent weights when we can't get to the gym. Gentle stretching is always a good exercise that can be done at home. And big steps in the hall. If you can't go outside, walk around your inside space, but lift your knees high and swing your arms. Make your walking movements big to make up for the distance you won't be going. Safe living room fitness routines. If you are attending a fitness class of any kind, are you able to complete any of the exercises in your living room? And here are some tips for keeping physically active. Make physical activity part of your routine. Put it into your daily schedule. Sprinkle fitness into pieces throughout the day. Climb the stairs twice in the morning and twice in the afternoon. Or do 5 laps around the house every time you leave the bathroom. Eating healthy and getting the right amount of sleep will help you to ensure that you have the energy to keep moving. Take a moment to consider how you have been staying physically active while staying at home. Is this an area that you need to work on? Is this something you should put into your daily schedule? Or maybe you've been doing great. We all have a need to be stimulated and entertained. Without this, we feel bored and restless, which can affect our well-being. Technology can provide a link to many opportunities to stimulate and entertain us. Whether it's playing online games, streaming old movies, or taking a virtual tour of the Eiffel Tower or a landmark museum, there is a world to explore online. Make a list of the things, the people, or the places you would like to learn about and learn something new every day online. And here are a few tips for incorporating non-technology activities into your day. Adapt favorite activities to current abilities. For example, if Joe used to be an avid gardener, maybe he would still enjoy planning a garden on paper or growing herbs in the kitchen window. If the rules of cribbage or bridge have become too complex for Joan, perhaps she would enjoy a simpler game such as Crazy Eights or Go Fish. And if those games become too difficult, maybe she will enjoy sorting the cards by number or into piles of black and red. Think outside the box. Use this opportunity to try new things you might not have in the past. Don't think you would enjoy puzzles or painting or baking? When was the last time you tried those activities? I can tell you that before I tried painting by numbers a few weeks ago, I was not aware of how much I loved it as an activity. There are many games that can be made from items around the house. Be creative. A checkerboard can be drawn on a piece of cardboard, and items like buttons, coins, or other household items can be used as the players for the checkerboard. Name That Tune is a fun game that everyone enjoys. If you have music to play, you can try to outguess each other, or you can sing songs for each other and try to name them. Try adding the artist's name or the year of release for added points. Reminiscing can be a powerful tool to create meaningful activities for people living with dementia. This is a great activity for people who have short-term memory problems, as they can remember the past and often enjoy sharing stories of their experiences with others. Many families have told us that they want to start documenting the stories that people tell when they are reminiscing about the good old days, but often find it hard to find the time to do so in regular busy daily life. Consider spending some time while at home to look at old photo albums, create a scrapbook, or write the stories and details down. This activity will be meaningful as you can reminisce about the past while strengthening the details of the person living with dementia's identity by documenting who they are and who they've been. Some examples of topics you can talk about or ask about to start these conversations include asking about a first job, a first car, favorite subjects that they had in school, places that they've traveled, favorite pets. Use your knowledge of the person to start the conversation and then allow them to take it where they choose. Ask them to tell you a story you know they enjoy telling. Humans, by nature, are social creatures, and the effects of not being connected to others are detrimental to our health and well-being. Thus, when we are required to stay at home and stop physical contact with anyone who does not live with us, it's extremely important to make efforts to stay connected to family and friends. Fortunately for us, in this day and age, there are many ways to stay connected to those who live outside of our homes. In fact, staying in touch has never been easier. Some options include the telephone and many online meeting platforms like Skype, Facebook Messenger, and Zoom. If you are unfamiliar or uncomfortable with new technology, consider who in your life you could call for some help setting something up. Most platforms are simple to use once the app is installed and can connect you to your family and friends at a time when staying connected is so important. Your granddaughter might not be able to visit for tea these days, but you can still connect face-to-face online and have a chat over a cup of tea, and it could be as easy as it was to join this webinar. It is important that people living with dementia have the opportunity to engage with others and stay socially connected. Care partners can help by sharing suggestions of topics to discuss with family members and friends who are communicating by phone or computer with the person living with dementia. Remember the value of reminiscing for a person living with dementia? Reminiscing is a great activity for the phone or an online call. Tell your grandkids to ask Grandpa about his favorite dog. Tell your friend to ask Mary about the prize-winning rose bushes she cared for in the 1970s. To ensure that you stay connected, try to put regular connections with people into your daily schedule. You will feel less isolated if you know that you are going to talk to your sister after dinner, or that your book club is meeting online on Friday. And having these connections in your schedule will help you to remember to reach out and stay connected on a regular basis. Take a moment to consider what activities you have been doing at home to stay entertained or to stay connected to others. I encourage you to ask other people in your life who you are connected to what they've been doing and how they've been staying connected. We have lots to learn from each other. For people living with dementia, a consistent routine will help them to know what to expect and to help be orientated to time, date, and place. During these times of change, loss, and uncertainty, all of us will benefit from having a consistent routine that incorporates meaningful activities chosen to enhance and promote our health and well-being. There are a couple of steps that I encourage all of you to take to ensure that you have a consistent routine and that all of your needs are being met. Consider your old routine. Where are the gaps now that you can no longer participate in activities out of the house? What activities can you do at home to adapt those other activities so that you can get the same benefit? Consider writing your routine down. Structured days are good for people living with dementia and can make the task of filling time in a day less overwhelming if the time has already been delegated to different kinds of activities. Keep a consistent sleep schedule. Make sure that as well as incorporating purposeful, physical, entertaining, and social activities, that you are also giving yourself time to rest and relax. Balancing activities throughout the day is key. When considering what time of day to do activities, consider the energy levels and the person with dementia's abilities. Does the person get restless after lunch? If so, try a physical activity. Are they anxious later in the afternoon? If so, try an activity that reduces stress and allows them to rest. Assess your routine. You can readjust your daily routine to make it work better for you. If you find a new activity that you enjoy, add it more frequently. If doing physical activity in the morning is challenging, try a different time of day. Balance needs so that everyone is participating in activities that are meaningful to them. If a person with dementia does not agree that there is benefit to going for a walk, ask them to accompany you to keep you company. They may disagree that they need exercise, but may find keeping you company very meaningful. Alternatively, if the person with dementia loves to look at old family videos and reminisce about the past, spend some time with them doing this, even if it's boring for you to hear it all over again. Do it because it can create a meaningful experience for the person living with dementia. If you are interested in learning more about suggested activities for people in different stages of dementia or tips for introducing activities to a person living with dementia, I encourage you to watch the recorded webinar called Activities to Do with a Person Living with Dementia, which can be accessed under the We Can Help tab on the Alzheimer's Society of British Columbia's website. If you want to learn more about upcoming webinars, please visit the Alzheimer's Society of BC's website for information on upcoming topics and dates. We hope you will join us again. And if you have any questions about living with dementia or caregiving for someone who lives with dementia, please don't hesitate to call our First Link Dementia Helpline. The phone numbers and hours are on this slide. It may be helpful to write this number down and keep it handy. Take care, everybody.